Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om. Sri Guru Samhita, the legend of the Supreme Guru, original in Marathi as Sri Guru Charitra by Sri Gangadhara Saraswati. Composition in Sanskrit by His Holiness Sri Vasudevananda Saraswati, also known as Tembe Maharaj. This translation into English is provided by Dr. Narasimhaswamy Banavara. Chapter 21, Revival of the Dead Body. Salutations to Lord Ganapati. Salutations to Lord Dattatreya. 1. Guru Siddha said, O Namadharaka, listen. The Supreme Guru, as the Brahmachari, addressed the grief-stricken Brahmin lady Sushila, who was sitting in front of the dead body of her son, and instructed her on the philosophical truth. 2. The Supreme Guru said, O lady, do not grieve foolishly. Who is immortal on this earth? This whole life is but transitory. 3. Who is born? Who is dead? Why is someone born? How is someone born? Tell me. Human beings are like water bubbles. They are not eternal. 4. This body, comprised of Panchabhuta, that is 5 elements, comes into being for a specific reason, that is referred to as birth. As soon as our karma, that is duty, is complete on this earth, the 5 elements get separated and go on their respective ways. That is the indescribable death. Note, the 5 elements, that is Panchabhuta, which make up the human body are Agni, that is fire, Vayu, that is wind, Varuna, that is water, Prithvi, that is earth, and Akasha, that is ether. 5. This body, which is composed of Panchabhuta, is confined by the bonds of Maya, that is illusion, and its 3 gunas, that is qualities, Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas. These gunas initiate the illusion of self, husband, wife, children, family, and friends. 6. The 3 gunas, Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas, are all part of Maya. They are the primary cause for the Vikara, that is transformation of the mind. They are the cause of passion and pride in a person. If one analyzes all this subtly, one will see that all of this is just a state of perplexity. 7. Everyone is born into this world differently according to one's previous karma, that is actions. The Sattva Guna is primary and is in an effusive state in gods and heavenly beings. The Rajas Guna is primarily in human beings, and the Tamas Guna is primarily in lowly beings, that is demons, parasites, and the like. 8. Whatever types of karma, that is actions we perform, be they good or bad, we shall obtain the respective consequences. We sow, and we reap what we sow. 9. All our sense organs duly follow our primary qualities and our karmic desires from our previous births, and these result in happiness and sorrows for the person in this life. This is the bondage of Maya. 10. All creatures in this world are born in accordance with their primary qualities and their prior karma. The merits or sins they have garnered in their previous life shall provide them happiness or sorrows in this life. 11. Even rishis, that is sages, and divine beings who live for 1 crore of eons are not exempt from the influence of karma. When this is the case, what can be said about the fate of man? 12. Human beings are under the influence of their bodies. They consider their body more important than anything else, but this body is under the influence of Kala, that is time and death. There is no doubt in this. The human beings, having assumed this body, goes about in life with different types of qualities, that is, qualities, characteristic, karmic actions, and desires. 13. Whoever assumes this human body has to experience the 6 vikaras, that is, transformation in order. There is no permanence for this material body. Similarly, whenever a man thinks as important in his life, such as family, house, property, etc., are not permanent either. Note, the human body goes through 6 vikaras, that is transformation, during the lifetime of a person. They are Janana, that is birth, Astitva, that is existence, Vardhate, that is growth, Viparinama, that is alteration, Apakshaya, that is decline or decay, and Nasha, that is destruction. 14. That is why knowledgeable people do not become deliriously happy at the birth of a child. Birth is just one vikara. Similarly, such scholars do not grieve when a person dies. Death is a vikara as well. 15. A fetus is initially invisible in the womb, but over time it becomes visible, goes through the 6 vikaras during the course of life, and alas, it finally becomes invisible again after death. 16. We see different kinds of bubbles and foam in waters because of the wind, but these bubbles and foams are all short-lived. So is the human body. 17. As soon as a fetus is formed inside the body, one has to realize that it will be destroyed someday. We experience the consequence of our karma, and only as much karma as we have, no more, no less. 18. Some people die when they are still children. Some people die in their youth. Whatever karma we have garnered, we have to experience that karma in this body itself. 19. Whoever considers his father, mother, brother, sister, wife, and children to be a part of one's body is delusion. He is a fool. Such people become entangled in the web of Maya and get destroyed. 20. However, clean ones keeps his body from outside. There is the untidy and unclean mess of meat, blood, bones, marrow, semen, urine, and faces inside. 21. According to one's previous karma, a person's destiny is decided by fate. When he is a fetus in his mother's womb itself, that person has to experience both the positive and negative consequences of his previous karmic actions. 22. No one can gain victory over Kala, that is the time, or death, or karma. That is why no creation is immortal. 23. If a man finds an invaluable treasure in his dream, can he trust it when he is awake? This is like a magic trick. Would a learned and knowledgeable man believe it to be true and constant? 24. If that can be assumed to be true, then in which womb were you born earlier? Tell me. Did you have a human life earlier? Or did you have the life of some other creature? Who can keep track of 1,000,000,000 of lifetimes for a soul? 25. If you indeed had assumed a human body, then who were you? Whose wife were you? Whose mother were you? In the future, whose wife will you become? 26. Who was your father in another lifetime? Who was your mother? Tell me. You lamented unnecessarily out of delusionment because of your son's death. 27. This body is composed of the Panchabhuta. It is filled with bones, meat, blood, and other components. It is very unclean. You are unnecessarily crying, saying, "This is mine, this is mine." 28. Whose death is it that you are crying about? Who is in reality your son that you are lamenting about? Controlling yourself and give the body to the Brahmins so that they can complete the last rites. This is the right procedure according to the way of the world and according to the Shastras. 29. Thus the Brahmachari preached the philosophical truth to the grief-stricken Brahmin lady. Even though she heard and understood all that the Brahmachari said, she humbly requested him again. 30. She said, "O Lord, please have mercy on me. Ye have preached the philosophical truths to me now. It is the most supreme dharma that you rescue us from this misery. Since I have not attained that level of knowledge, my mind is not steady." 31. If everything occurs in this world according to one's previous karma, then what is the necessity of performing worship and service to gods and gurus? Doesn't iron get transformed into gold by the very touch of the sparasmani? 32. I am weak and bereft of the mercy of the gods. That is why I held firmly onto the lotus feet of the Supreme Guru for guidance. I trusted him. Why would he assure me initially and now disregard me? 33. A patient who is suffering from a disease goes running to a doctor for help. The doctor prescribes medication and other treatments for the patient and wards away the diseases. 34. A person who is in a monetary difficulty seeks the refuge of a well-to-do person who wards away the person's difficulties and helps him in need. 35. Similarly, I had put my entire faith in the Supreme Guru, Sri Narasimhaswamy Saraswati, who is the very incarnation of the Trinity, Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva. I had sought refuge in him. He had given me boons as well. How could that be otherwise now? 36. I had worshipped the Supreme Guru with a clean and pure body, mind and soul. The Supreme Guru himself granted me these boons, no one else. I believed in his divine words completely and I was truly at peace with myself. 37. When I had so much faith and trust in the Supreme Guru, how could he turn out to be a traitor? Alas, all of this is my foolishness. That is why you have preached me all this philosophical truth. 38. Therefore, I shall definitely end my life in front of the Supreme Guru. I shall offer this body of mine to the Supreme Guru. May the fame of this relationship spread far and wide. 39. Hearing the Brahmin's lady's words and realizing her steadfast devotion and true feelings, the Brahmachari suggested a suitable solution to the grief-stricken woman. 40. He said, O lady, if you have true faith in the Supreme Guru, if you have true faith in the fact that your son has a long life in front of him, if you truly believe that a dead person could be revived again, then take this body of your son to the Supreme Guru at once. 41. Go to the place where you received the boons from the Supreme Guru himself. Go offer your body to him right there. That is the place of the Sangama of the rivers Krishna and Panchaganga. The holy Adambara tree is there as well. 42. Hearing these kind words, the Brahmin lady decided that she would do as told. She tied her son's body around her stomach and went to Adambara near the Adambara tree. 43. Then she started to beat her head against the Supreme Guru's padukas out of sheer anger. The padukas were soon bathed with her blood. 44. The grief arising from the death of a child is the most severe of all sorrows. Such a grief is like the tuberculosis disease that eats away at the parents and become the cause of the death. The parents keep on mourning the loss of the child again and again and bring diseases upon themselves. 45. Meanwhile, the sun set and became dark. But the Brahmin lady did not give up her son's body for cremation. The other Brahmin said, O lady, why do you keep screaming like this? Give us your son's body so that we may cremate him and go home. 46. There is not a single man or woman in this forest at night. How can anyone be here at night? O stubborn lady, just give us your son's body. We shall perform our duty by cremating him. Then we will go home. 47. The Brahmin lady did not heed anyone's words. She did not give up her son's body. She had the body tied around her stomach, and she continued to weep and lament in a high pitch as she fell upon the divine padukas of the Supreme Guru. 48. The people who had gathered around said among themselves, We should not be here at any cost. It is becoming dark. There is the fear of thieves as well, so let us go home now. 49. We shall complete our bath. Anyways, we cannot eat anything until the cremation is complete. So, it is a fasting day for all of us. Tomorrow morning, we shall come back here and complete all the cremation rites. 50. If the body starts to smell at night, then the stubborn lady will abandon the dead body. Then she will give the body up for cremation. There is no doubt in this. 51. Saying thus, all the people of the village returned home. Only the parents of the dead body remained there. The lady kept on crying for a long time. It soon became night. 52. The Brahmin lady had not had any sleep for 2 nights in a row. With so much crying and lamenting, she had become very tired. After 3 yamas had been completed that night, sleep overcame the tired lady. Note: Yama is a slice of time equal to 3 hours. The night starting at dusk and continuing until dawn, comprising of 4 yamas. 53. Immediately she had a dream. She saw a divine person in a dream. He was wearing matted locks and had ash smeared all over his body. He was wearing a tiger skin as his garment. He was radiant and illustrious. He was wearing the divine Rudraksha bead rosary. 54. He was carrying a divine staff in one hand and Trishula trident in the other. He said to the lady, "Oh, angry lady, why are you screaming at me?" 55. What happened to your son? Look, I shall provide a cure for him immediately. Saying thus, he held up his hand in an assuring gesture. O Namadharaka, do you know who this Bhaktavatsala was? He was the very Supreme Guru. 56. He scattered the sacred ash all over the body of the dead boy and said to the lady, O lady, take off the sheet from the boy's face. I shall blow the life force into his dead body and revive him. 57. The Vayu, wind, by the name of Prana, has left his body. That is why he is dead. I shall blow the wind back into his body and bring life into his dead body. Stop lamenting at once. Note, there are 5 Vayus, winds, that make up the life force of a person. They are Prana, Apana, Vyana, Udana, and Samana. 58. Hearing these words and seeing the divine person in front of her, the Brahmin lady was extremely surprised and frightened at the same time. She awoke from a dream. On one hand, she was filled with fear. On the other, she was amazed. She became fully alert and thought to herself, "What is this? This is confusing. How can a dead person come back to life?" 59. Whatever we think about and experience while we are awake comes to us again in a dream. Where is the Supreme Guru Sri Narasimha Saraswati? Where am I, the sinner? This is all just an illusion. This is all a waste of time as well. 60. When our karma has ordained so, what can even gods do about it? Out of foolishness and ignorance, I unnecessarily blamed the Supreme Guru. 61. Thinking thus, she placed her son's body at a distance. In a little while, the body became warm. Energy started creeping out of all the orifices of the boy's body. 62. Seeing that, the lady exclaimed, "What kind of weird thing is this? Has any ghost or other spirit entered this body?" Fear crept into her mind, and she kept at a distance from the body. 63. Soon after, the boy's body was filled with energy, and the boy got up as if from sleep. He began to cry and said to his mother, "Oh mother, I am very hungry. Give me something to eat." 64. Saying thus, he ran towards her. At that moment, milk started to flow from all 32 orifices of lady's breast. She fed the boy that milk and appeased him. 65. Though she was filled with doubt initially all these happenings, she soon dispelled those doubts. Happily she carried her son on her hip and went to her husband who was sleeping nearby. 66. She awoke her husband and narrated all the events to him. He was extremely pleased and said that it was indeed a great miracle of the Supreme Guru. 67. Then the couple performed pradakshina, that is circumambulations, around the holy Adambara tree and saluted it again and again. They prostrated themselves before the padukas of the Supreme Guru and praised the Supreme Guru with several chants. 68. They said, "O Supreme Guru, O granter of several boons, O one of divine fame, you are the Supreme Spirit who has come down to earth in a human form. Praise be to you, praise be to you. You are the very form and the very incarnation of the Trinity, Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva. You have vanquished all our troubles and sorrows. Praise be to you, praise be to you. You always do good to those who worship you. You are kind and affectionate. Praise be to you, praise be to you. You would never ignore or disregard anyone who worships you." 69. O Lord, your fame as the liberator of the world has reached far and wide. You have incarnated here on this earth and have elevated the entire sorrows of the world. O Lord Shiva, who is competent enough to completely praise your legends. O Lord, please forgive me. May your kindness and mercy be showered upon me. 70. O Lord, when a young child gets angry at his mother, he scolds her with harsh words. Similarly, O Lord, I was enveloped in Maya and in ignorance and had lost my mind. O Lord of the three worlds, O inspirer of the minds, O Supreme Lord, without realizing what was fit and what was unfit, I spoke ill about you. 71. Please forgive me. Please forgive all my faults and mistakes. I have sought refuge in you, O benevolent one. Thus the Brahmin lady and her husband spoke to the merciful Lord and begged for his mercy and forgiveness. With humble and pitiful words, they saluted the Supreme Guru, Sri Narasimha Saraswati. Then all the three persons went to the river Krishna to bathe. 72. The young boy who had just returned to life from the jaws of death also bathed in the river with his mother and father. Then they brought the river water and cleaned the blood-stained padukas of Supreme Guru. The couple performed abhisheka, that is ritual bathing, for the holy Adambara tree and lit lamps around the tree. 73. They worshipped the Supreme Lord with several mantras and chants according to procedures. With profound devotion, the couple performed the puja of the Supreme Guru with shami leaves and different kinds of flowers. Note, shami, that is Prosopsis Spisigera, is a very holy and revered tree for Hindus. The leaves of shami tree are said to be very auspicious for puja. The tree is believed to inspire peace and tranquility among the people when worshipped with devotion. 74. They performed the Mangala Niranjana, that is offering of divine light, to the Supreme Guru with music and bands, and with great reverence and devotion worshipped the Supreme Guru, who is easily influenced by true devotion and emotion. 75. By that time the night was over and sun rose. All the Brahmins of the village came there in order to complete the cremation rites for the dead boy. 76. When they came near the Adambara tree, they were amazed to see the boy alive. Everyone was overjoyed to see this. All the people had lunched together and returned home contented. 77. Guru Siddha continued, O Namadharaka, the legend of the Supreme Guru's seat is thus very divine and amazing. It grants everyone's desire. If I start to describe all the miracles that have occurred here, then this book shall become extremely lengthy. 78. O Namadharaka, I have thus described to you the miracles and greatness of the seat of the Supreme Guru at Adambara, which commoner can ever describe the legends of the Supreme Guru completely. 79. The Supreme Guru eternally resides in Adambara under the holy Adambara tree. By worshipping him with profound devotion, one can attain fulfillment of all one's desires. 80. A barren woman can beget a good and competent son. A poor man can obtain immense wealth and become rich. A diseased man can become completely cured and healthy. Whoever worships and serves the Supreme Guru will never face untimely death. 81. Whoever worships the Padukas of the Supreme Guru with profound devotion and high emotion shall have all the desires and wish fulfilled. There is no doubt in this. 82. If a handicapped person or leper worship the Padukas, then his body shall soon become complete, divine and golden. Do not doubt my words. 83. By devout worship of the Padukas, even deadly diseases such as cardiac diseases, scrofula, and epilepsy shall be destroyed instantly. 84. By worshipping the holy Adambara tree, even dullards, fools, dumb people, blind people, and even deaf people shall become completely competent and very handsome. 85. One can definitely attain all the four Purushastras here. The Supreme Guru himself is verily manifested in the Adambara tree. 86. The holy Adambara tree is none other than the very form of the Kalpavriksha, the all-wish-fulfilling celestial tree. Whoever prays to it with specific desire shall attain fulfillment of all those desires. 87. How much more can I say about the greatness of the Supreme Guru? I am not really competent to say more. The Supreme Guru, Sri Narasimhaswamy Saraswati, is extremely famous all over the world. 88. His legend is like Kamadhenu, the all-wish-fulfilling celestial cow. Gangadhara's son Saraswati tells the readers, whoever tells a story, whoever listens to the story, and whoever reads the story of the Supreme Guru shall have all his desires fulfilled very quickly. 89. Therefore, Gangadhara's son Saraswati requests all the people in the audience that whoever desires happiness in this life and in the next ought to definitely read and listen to the holy Sri Guru Charitra. Thus ends chapter 21 in the Jnana Kanda in the dialogue between Guru Siddha and Namadharaka in the text known as the Legend of Narasimha Saraswati, authored by Gangadhara Saraswati in the Marathi language as Sri Guru Charitra and referred to as Sri Guru Samhita, composed in the Sanskrit language by His Holiness Sri Vasudevananda Saraswati. Om Tat Sat. Mantrahina, Kriyahina, Bhaktihina, Kshamapate. Om Sri Krishnarpanamastu.